Folks, I am Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 28 of my favorite 31 concept albums of all time. We're counting down each and every day here in December. Started with our number 31 a couple days ago. We're going to march all the way up to number 1, which will be revealed on the 31st. These are albums where there is a consistent storyline going across the entire album, or a consistent theme. Remember, not an album where you have maybe one long epic tune that's like a story, but then the rest of the album doesn't have any connection to it at all. We're not doing that. It's got to be a connection throughout the entire record, right? And that is the case, of course, with my pick today. This is an interesting one. This is an album that I think when I first started getting into this band, I often overlooked this record, and it was not one of my favorites in their catalog. I think as time has gone on, I really appreciate this record for what it is, and I really like the not only the concept behind it, but the majesticness and grandioseness of the whole thing. It's big, it's bombastic, it's very inspired by classical music and pop music, and there's some blues underpinnings too. It was released in September 1974. Recorded at Delane Lea Studios in London, England. Produced by Jeff Lynne for Warner Brothers Records. I'm talking about El Dorado by the Electric Light Orchestra. All right, so this is their 4th studio record, their most ambitious album to date. Right, well, I guess you could say that. I mean, their first 2 ELO albums are very different sounding than the rest of their catalog. But I think by the time they got here, the core sound of ELO was, in full swing, with the big orchestral sounds and the strings and the pop hooks and a little bit of like bluesy rock and roll underpinnings, right? But here you've got this, really interesting story of this this character who kind of journeys through these kind of fantasy worlds through his dreams, and he's just so disenchanted with his life, and all of a sudden all these fantastic things are happening. It's kind of like, like the cover, right? Of course, it's shot from The Wizard of Oz. It's that sort of story. Very, very, very similar, because, The Wizard of Oz, you have Dorothy who, escapes to all this fantastic land or whatever. She's got a kind of boring life, and then, she ultimately goes back to that life, right? It's very similar here, except that the character is a male in this instance, right? So who do we have playing on this album? Created by Jeff Lynne here. We got Jeff Lynne, of course, on lead and backing vocals, electric and acoustic guitars, plays a little bass, does the production, plays a little Moog synthesizer, helps with some of the arrangements, the orchestral arrangements. The great Bev Bevan on drums and percussion. Richard Tandy, for me, one of the most underrated keyboard players of this era. On piano, Moog synthesizer, clavinet, electric piano. Also helps out with the arrangements, plays a little guitar as well. Mike DeAlbuquerque on bass. Of course, he is the original bass player in the band, backing vocals as well. He would leave right after this particular album, but he was the original bass player. And then the string section, Mike Edwards on cello, the great Mick Kaminsky on violin, and the great Hugh McDowell on cello. A little spoken word by Peter Forbes Robertson, and of course Lewis Clark worked on the conducting of the orchestra and the choral arrangements. So what do you have on this record? Well, there's lots of kind of cool parts to this, and then you got some hit singles on here as well. The El Dorado Overture instrumental opens up, killer, really good. Right then, that sets the tone for the entire album, and that leads into, it gets a little quiet towards the end, leads into the very majestic pop song Can't Get It Out of My Head, which is a great single. Really great song. The Soaring Boy Blue. Excellent. Great vocal lines, vocal harmonies. Laredo Tornado. Probably my favorite song on the album. I love Laredo Tornado. And then Poor Boy, the Greenwood. Another great song on side 1. Side 1 is excellent. Then on side 2, you got the very cool Mr. Kingdom. Another kind of majestic, sweeping, bombastic song. Nobody's Child. Illusions in G minor, which is also very good. These guys were doing some pretty cool musical things on this album, right? Like I said, it's like a lot of this album is like a classical album. And then, of course, you got the grand El Dorado and El Dorado finale to finish off the album, which is just absolutely amazing as well. Again, big, bombastic, sweeping orchestral segments, just really good. The drumming of Bev Bevan is great on this album as well. So really, really good stuff. It's a very cool album. Like I said, I still like other ELO albums more, but I think I've come to really appreciate this one quite a bit, which reached number 16 on the U.S. Billboard charts. It also was a top 10 in Canada, Dutch charts, top 20 in Finland, top 30 in New Zealand, top 40 in Australia, and it did go platinum in Canada, 100,000 units sold, and it went gold here, 500,000 units sold. Pretty cool, right? I think. So that's my pick today. Let us know what you think of El Dorado, a symphony by the Electric Light Orchestra. I wanted to get the whole title in there. Down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today, and we'll see. Man, I just do not like the color. I got like this pinkish hue. I can't wait for my new camera to come in because I can't stand the way the picture quality looks anymore with this old camera. So it's like if I monkey around with it, it's very washed and very kind of like dull and like pink sort of. There's no crisp colors, which is driving me absolutely crazy. And you can see that's too bright, then it's too dark. I'm messing around with my levels here. And nothing really looks good, so I'm just going to deal with it for a couple days. Anyway, the new camera will be here shortly. So anyway, list your pick down in the comments below, and we'll see you tomorrow for pick number 27. Till then, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options all down below. Cameo, people starting to hit me up at Cameo. We're getting close to the holidays, right? So if you want me to do a personalized video for you for wishing someone a happy holidays, a birthday, or just celebrating whatever, you got specific questions for me, Cameo, it's pretty inexpensive, and it's really easy to do. So I just got another one last night, so I was doing that before I went to bed. So anyway, thanks for watching. We got coming up this week on the channel, Martin Popoff and the Professor's Picks both coming tomorrow, and 4 Fusion Friday. We've got album homework assignment over the weekend and ranking the albums of Hellstar on Sunday. So lots happening. Stay tuned for all of it. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.